Greetings, gorgeous beings of light. This is Star Elmara, more commonly known as El. Welcome to our presentation of your Awaken, your 5D warrior priestess, and quantum God codes within. Take a big breath in for me, please. Filling up the air right into the bottom of your lungs and then bring it right up into the top of your lungs. And then breathing out through the mouth. Letting go of everything outside this moment. And breathing in again through the nose. Big belly breath in. And bring the breath right up to the top of your lungs. And breathe out. And let it go. And one more time. Focus on the breath coming in through your nose. And then out through your mouth. When you feel that your energy is suitably within you, you can return your breath to breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, while I give you a quick overview of our stunning, well, I won't do it straight away. I'm going to just very much straight up give you a miracle story that happened just last week when I was moving interstate. Actually, there was lots of them that happened, but this is the one I'm going to share with you. We had planned to do a 6-month program, but the energy and God source had upgraded so much since the 15th of June when we put the program together. I thought I'd wait for that puppy dog to stop barking, but it doesn't look like it's going to, so we'll just continue with the puppy dog in the background. Yeah, so much has upgraded since then, in just 2 weeks, that source directed me to move this from a 6-month program to a to a monthly membership program. One, it'll be cheaper for those people who don't have the full amount for the 6-month program, but also it enables people to come and go as they are upgrading, because these upgrades that are coming in, if you are online and connected to the God source within you, they're going to come thick and fast now for the next 6 months. And what we'd set out, to train at the beginning of the, on the 15th of June when we decided to put this program together, was just basically obsolete by the 7th of July and would be completely obsolete by the end of the year. So doing a monthly membership program enables people to come and go, but it also enables us, if a specific thing is happening, for us to upgrade that month and have specific topics for each month. So that's why we're upgrading to a monthly membership program. And I just, for those of you who don't know me, many of you do, I've been working with Pure God Source for over 40 years. And in 1997, Source came to me and taught me about the fifth dimension. And I taught that for many years. I had a temple in Melbourne. In 2015, the quantum came calling, and then there's just been millions of upgrades since then. But more recently this year, I had a dream in which Jesus came to me and said, "Come to Anna Bay, you'll love it in Anna Bay." And I'd already decided I was going to Tasmania because I was over the heat and I was over the Gold Coast where I was currently living. And he kept saying to me, "You will remember Anna Bay, won't you?" And I repeated many times, "Yes, Anna, grandmother of Jesus, is my favourite book of all time. Yes, I will remember it." And then he proceeded to show me like a desert, and then he showed me all these beautiful bays, and repeated the same, "Come to Anna Bay, you'll love it, you will remember Anna Bay." To my, surprise, I'm not one who usually remembers my dreams, that's not my gift, but I did remember Anna Bay, and when I Googled it, even more surprisingly, Anna Bay is famous for its sand dune tobogganing and for its beautiful bays. And the first thing I saw when I arrived here was that spectacular Barubi beach, and where the sand dune just, it's almost like the desert meets the ocean. It's just quite extraordinary. And so that happened in about March, and lots of things happened then. And then my landlord, I said, give me a sign, this is what you want me to do, God. And the next day my landlord comes and says, I'm sorry, Elle, we have to give you 3 months' notice. Anyway, lots of things happened, and I still didn't have somewhere to live by the end of my lease on the 30th of June. And I'd had this big God moment with Jesus on the 1st of June when I was throwing a tantrum because, anyway, lots of things have happened. If you're interested in that, you can go listen to the other recording that'll have the same picture on it from about a month ago. But today I want to speak to you about what's happened since then. I can tell you, there's probably been about 15 or 20 miracles since the 1st of June, and many of them happened while I was driving here and packing up my house and moving here. But the one that I want to share with you, because if you want to live in miracle consciousness, that's what's coming. So you're either going to be living in chaos, in 3D chaos, because that world is collapsing, and there is just going to be more and more poop happening with that. No matter what you do, that is going to continue to disintegrate. It's going to continue to look like it's disintegrating. But you can step into this higher consciousness, which is, God consciousness really, and it's way beyond the fifth dimension, but a lot of people understand it to be the fifth dimension. I just want to point out over the years, I've been working in the fifth dimension for over 25 years, and now it's become so bastardized that people are just waiting for a spaceship to come and get them. That's not happening. The only way you're getting out of here is if you go out in a box. So whatever you're doing, stop waiting for a spaceship and just get back in your body. It's not about something outside of you. It's about you raising your frequency within you. And now we're way beyond that. We're up into like God consciousness. And the awakening of the God goddess within you, the warrior priestess, the God codes within you is happening right now on earth, and that's going to continue to speed up. And if you're on board with that, it's an easy ride. It's gorgeous. Miracles will keep happening like the one I'm about to share with you. But if you're not on board with it and you still run around playing in 3D, which I know when you've got kids and school and work and mortgages and etc., but you can still raise yourself up into these frequencies, and all of that everyday stuff you have to deal with gets done a whole lot faster. Like your list of things to do happens faster when you're connected to the God goddess within you. And so I'm going to share with you now a miracle. If you continue to breathe in through your nose and out through the nose, the God codes that are activated in my voice will help you begin to shift and upgrade into this higher frequency. And then if you can't afford to do even the monthly training that we're about to do, if you come back and listen to this recording regularly, it will start to shift your vibration into the higher consciousness. So I just want to share this. So lots of things happened. I ended up having to leave a pussycat behind because she decided she wasn't getting in that crate, and after an hour and a half of trying, I had to leave her behind. So, it's not like I was in this pristine state when this was happening, because I was sobbing my heart out for the first couple of hours. I drove out of Queensland and into New South Wales on my way to Anna Bay. But on the second day of driving, I had remembered when I came up from Melbourne 4 years earlier that I was on the phone talking to my mum and drove past this little tiny town on the road to to the Gold Coast on the main Pacific Highway. It was about the only place where it slowed down, and didn't have like a bypass or whatever. And I was yakking to my mum, but Spirit just kept saying to me, turn around and go back to that cherry pie cafe. Turn around and go back to that cherry pie cafe. And so I'm 10 kilometres out of this little town. I can't remember the name, but if you Google cherry pie cafe, you can find out for yourself, although I wouldn't recommend you go there now. So I'll just finish this story. And it had, so eventually they just, you know, they just didn't shut up about this cherry pie cafe. So I turned the car around and I went back to the cherry pie cafe, and oh my God, I just had a slice and a cuppa, and the cherry pie was just mind-blowingly beautiful, and I remembered it and thought, oh my God. And I thought I'll never have that again, because I thought I was staying in Queensland for the rest of my life or whatever. And so, but then when I found out I was coming back and I would pass it, I was like, yay, yay, yay. And I'd already planned that I was going to buy a pie for myself and a pie for the lovely man who offered me his home. He lives in a granny flat and I've got the house. Which is what came, like after 3 months of searching up here for somewhere to live, the minute I followed God's orders and put a bloomin' post up on the spiritual pages. I had 10 places to live where I'd been looking for more than 2.5 years, 2.25 years in the Gold Coast, and over 3 months in Anna Bay this year. And I hadn't been able to find anywhere because I had 2 cats. People are a bit neurotic about cats in Australia anyway. So take a big breath in for me, please. Big breath in. And so I'm driving along thinking, you know, I've got a quarter of a tank of petrol, and Spirit says to me, Source says to me, God says to me, whatever word you want to use for God. I'm quite okay about God now, although I wasn't 40 years ago, or even 20 years ago, really. But, and God says to me, turn off at the next place to get petrol. And I went, I've still got a quarter of a tank. They went, L, turn off at the next place to get petrol. So the next place that comes along says, you know, 24-hour petrol, cheapest for miles or some blooming thing. And I'm thinking it's one of those big BP things, which I don't like to support anyway. So I turn off the road and there's nothing. And I just go, you sure you want? And then I get to around, you sure you want me to keep going? So yeah, keep going. So I keep going and eventually find this very tiny, like petrol Bowser that's only got like 4 Bowsers, not 100 like the big ones do, not 100, but you know, lots of them, 20 or whatever, 30 petrol Bowsers. So I just pull over, I fill up my car with petrol, I go to the loo, I say to the shop attendant, have I passed that Cherry Pie Cafe? And she goes, it depends which way you're going. And I said, she goes, no, no, you haven't passed it. I said, oh, it's just that there's so many bypasses now. She goes, no, no, it's still on the main freeway. She goes, it's about 40 minutes by here. She goes, but I would be careful. They've changed owners and it's just horrible now. She goes, they've got Indians running it and they're just rude and horrible. And the more she talked, the more I thought, she's just got an issue with Indians, as a lot of Australians can do. Not me, I love them. I went to India and I loved them and I loved them. So, and I thought, oh, she's just got an issue. But it's still, then when I got to the Cherry Pie Cafe, I let Tiger, my cat, out of his cage and put the kitty litter on my seat so he could do his thing while I was in having a cup of tea or whatever. But when I walked into the cafe, I went up one end and the people just had their backs to me and didn't speak to me. So I went down the other end of the counter and that person just gave me, I waited and waited, and then he came by and he gave me a filthy look. I was like, oh my God, she might be right. And I go back down to the other end of the counter and the people are still ignoring me. And I say to them, is this where I order? And they turn around and go, oh, yes, yes, it's still a bit obnoxious. So I thought, oh, alarm bells are ringing. So I order a piece of cherry pie and a cuppa. And that was like $14 or $15 or something. And I had intended, and the pies had gone from like $18 each to $25 each. 4 years has passed and things have got more expensive, I know. But the point of the matter was that I had intended to go in there and buy, you know, 2 pies, which would have been $50, plus my piece of pie and a cup of tea. $65 I would have spent just up if I hadn't gone off onto that thing, because when I tasted the cherry pie, it was disgusting. Instead of, I remember clearly the last one being jam-packed with cherries with just a tiny bit of, you know, like sauce or whatever to hold it together, whereas this one had about 3 cherries in it and was full of glue, meaning flour and water or whatever, and it tasted terrible. It just tasted terrible. And this is what happens. And I would have been, if I had just gone in there, bought the slice of pie and bought the two big pies, one for Rob, my new landlord, and one for myself, I would have been so disappointed and I would have wasted $65. That's what happens when you get connect, and that's just one of 10 stories I can tell you just about that 800-kilometre trip. How we found the motel to stay in. It wasn't a pet motel, and they put me in the room right next to where the people were, and Tiger was yelling his head off when he got out the cage. They never came and asked us to leave because I had a cat. All sorts of stuff that can just, because Spirit said to me, go to this motel. And I'm like, but they don't say they're pet friendly. Spirit's like, go to this motel. And anyway, lots of stories like that. Lots of things happen, and I finally arrived here in Anna Bay 2 days after I left Queensland, and it was everything Jesus said it would be and more. My heart is so full. I can hear the ocean from my veranda of the home that I'm staying in. I have this exquisite veranda that's just full of plants. I can sit outside, oh, excuse me, I'm hiccuping, and eat my dinner on the veranda at night time in the ocean. I can see a full moon through my bedroom window, which I have not been able to see for years and years. The last property I lived in had like a 10-foot veranda, so you just couldn't see the stars or the moon at night time unless you woke up like early morning, which I was awake early morning, but I was surrounded by trees, so I would just see the moon filtering through the trees. There's just everything about this place I love. A day after I arrived, or 2 days after I arrived, I saw this ad for organic fruit and veggies, which is cheaper than the supermarket fruit and veggies, or mostly cheaper. Anyway, these are the things that happen when you let go and let God. And this is like God consciousness, or you can call it whatever you like. You can call it miracle consciousness. You can call it God consciousness. But basically, once you open your heart up to the higher consciousness, and I've done all sorts of stuff. I work with many high beings, but the most profound results have come from being able to open my heart. And every morning I say to God, can you please open my heart as wide as you can and fill it with your infinite, unconditional love and light. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I say that 3 times. I have many other God practices that I do now, and this will be part of what we'll be sharing in the Activate the 5D Warrior, Priestess and Quantum God Codes within monthly membership program. So you'll be able to join for just 1 month if that's what you choose to do. You can join for the whole 12 months. We have a no refund policy because from the time you pay, divine soul support gets sent to everyone, and even for those that haven't paid or are on the fence thinking about it, and God knows that you're going to do that training, this divine soul support begins to come to you. We worked out this was happening back in 2010 before I opened my temple. People would ring up and book an appointment, and Spirit kept telling me to go online with my business. I'm like, no, I'm a people person. I'm not going to work from a computer, blah, blah, blah. And anyway, what happened, and people were cancelling their appointments, and we didn't know why until this lovely lady came one day and said, from the time I booked my appointment, I woke up the next morning just perfectly well, but I wanted to come and thank you and give you your money. She was the only person who did that. My John went, that's why you want me to go online. So, divine soul support starts from the time God knows you're going to join the program, but starts also from the time you pay as well. So the program will include 2 teachings, like one about the first week and one on the third week. And then in the second week, we are going to have an Ask Me Anything call. So you might have a personal problem that you want help with. You might want to ask some questions about the training that you've been given the week before that. Anything, ask me anything. Or you might want to know answers to something that we didn't even train about. But it's going to have 3 calls per month, 2 of them training calls. One of them, you will receive divine soul support for the whole month. If you purchase the whole year, you'll receive it for the whole year. And There'll also be a Facebook group where you can ask questions, and I'll probably be in there every day or every other day. Or, the people that are in the group can help you with that. So, and that's how we're starting out to begin with. We imagine that it'll get bigger, much bigger, according to Source, God Source, pure God Source. And so, therefore, it may change and morph into a proper membership website and all of that when it gets too big for me to handle on my own. But for now, we're starting the first Wednesday in August. Those dates and times may move around. At the moment, we only have Aussies in the program, but it may change from time to time, so we can accommodate. People from other countries, because like about 10 o'clock in the morning is about 7 o'clock at night in America. So we may change that down the track. But for now, we're just going to do 7 p.m., probably 7 p.m. on the first Wednesday of the month, and we'll work out the other dates shortly. But I just wanted to give you the opportunity to join us if you wish to. You can join for just $369 a month. Or you can join, if you decide to pay for the whole year, it's $3,690 for 12 months, and you get 2 months free. So if you were to pay month by month, it's $4,428. If you pay for the whole month up front, it's $3,690. But, and this is the great but bit, but because we had planned to do a program, a 6-month program that was going to cost $6,660, but there was going to be a 1-week scholarship where it was $3,330, but we had offered people, if they paid up until the launch, that they could have that additional 10% off, so they could have it for $3,000. So God Source, Pure God Source, has asked me to offer that. Anyone who signs up and joins before the first Wednesday, I don't know if it's the third, but the first Wednesday of August, you can also buy the whole 12 months for $3,000 if you want to. If this interests you, please go to our website, www.elmaraseraphim.com, and complete the contact form there. And I will give you a quick 20-minute call just to make sure you're suited. This is probably, I've been working with Source for thousands of years, probably to my knowledge back at least 5,000 years. I was around at the time of the scenes. That's why I have a big connection with Anna, grandmother of Jesus, which is where Jesus got all his knowledge from, but also with Jesus now after the happenings of this year. I have to point out I was never really a big Jesus person, but I certainly am now. So yeah, you will get that full 12 months for $3,000, and it's really suited probably to advanced spiritual people, but it can also be suited to anyone who listens to this and goes, oh my God, this is what I've been looking for my whole life. So if that's you, then please don't think, oh, well, I've only just started my journey a week ago or a month ago or a year ago, because that's not what's actually relevant. It's your soul's journey. You may have only just come across spirituality in this life now, but you've been around since the time of Isis, like I have, and that's why you're attracted to work with me. So just go on how you feel, and you'll know if you're meant to do this, because a lot of times people go, oh, no, I can't do that, I can't afford that, I don't want to pay that money, I want to pay off my mortgage, I want to pay off the car, I want to get a new car, I want to go on a holiday. But it just keeps bugging you that you're meant to do this. That's the first thing. The second thing is we have found many people make their money back, and I could tell another 10 miracle stories of people. One woman even made $93,000 when she signed up for a $5,999 program, or $995 program it might have been. She made $93,000 that night before she even started the program. And before the check came cleared even, both of her businesses took off, and she had made $4,000 of the $5,000 from her businesses in less than a week. That's the biggest money miracle I've had for a client, but there's been others. Another woman paid $10,000 for a program and got paid $9,000, and she just wanted the money back in her account by the end of the 10-week spiritual intensive she did with me. And she got that money back on the ninth week or something. Her boss had never ever done this, but anyway, long story, but she got paid $3,000 a day for 3 days' work. And she used to work on movies or whatever. You know, she was the makeup person for movies. So how exciting is all of that? So if all of this excites the pants off you and you would love to join us, and you can just choose to join for a month. But if you sign up for the 12 months, there is no refund. So make your decision clearly. If you're still not sure, you can ask for a divine discussion with me via the contact form at my website, www.elmaraseraphim.com/contact is what the actual address is. I will put it in the comments underneath here. By this afternoon, it hasn't happened yet. We've still got all the details of the 6-month program. But by the end of today, you will be able to go to www.gaia1temple.com and find out more information about the monthly membership program for the Awaken Your 5D Warrior, Goddess, and Quantum God Codes Within program. So there we go. There you have it. If you want to know more about me, there's tons of information there. But there's also 4 decades of testimonials on our website. I'm not going to go on about all the great stuff I do in the world. I do great stuff, but it's really me and my higher guidance team, which includes God and Jesus and Anna and the Seraphim angels and the cherubim angels and the Lyrans and the Syrians and the Palladians and the Arcturians and the Andromedans and a whole bunch of other beings that I work with every day. Every day. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, I don't watch TV. I keep my energy extremely pure, and that's why I'm able to deliver pure knowledge to all of you. So if you're interested in working with us, we would love to work with you, and please just get in touch via the website, and we truly look forward to going on this epic journey with you all. And just before I sign off, I am going to send you a big blast of this quantum God consciousness energy, which you can just breathe into any part of your body that you need to. And know that it is done. It is done. It is done. It is done. Alrighty. Love, love, love. My deepest love and richest blessings to you all. Have a truly blessed day, and we look forward to working with you if you're ready. Bye for now.